Hola, ¿cómo estás? You, Yizzo, Islam, Shalom, Walaikum, Konnichiwa. Hello. Right now I'm talking to myself. Alright, y'all, so let me tell you what happened to me yesterday, right? I was in a room and I was I was saying to myself, or I was having a conversation with spirit, right? And I was just like, you know, I haven't made a video in a while because I got a YouTube, right? But I also said, like, I haven't really had any information that I felt like needed really to be shared. Like, it was, I mean, it's important stuff that I hear, but I'm not supposed to share it. But I really haven't had anything to share with anybody else, right? And just as soon as I got finished saying that, I started having these visions, right? And I'm just like, okay, I don't understand. And so, just as clear as I'm speaking right now, I heard the Spirit explain to me that a lot of, not a lot of, all the preachers, both male and female, specifically in the melanated community, it's their time to reap. So it's reaping season. And so I was just listening. And so the Spirit was saying, any pastors or preachers or elders or deacons or missionaries, evangelists, apostles, bishops, all of them that are living double lives, all of them that are perpetuating foolishness, all of these leaders in black churches that are not holding themselves and people in their congregation accountable for foolishness that's happening in congregations that's causing people to be stressed or be ill. All of the living one way in the church, and then when you go home it's something completely different, preachers. All of the ones that are teaching their people cognitive dissonance, all of the ones that are in this time of war acting like it's a time of peace, all of them with spiritual power that are sitting on gifts, and instead of helping to enhance people's spiritual gifts, they're stifling their gifts. And this is how the Spirit is talking to, like, it's just running all of these scenarios down to me, like all of the ones that are lit, like, yo, anything you can imagine that's contrary to what a spiritual leader is supposed to be doing. All of these churches that have healing power and not healing people because they're just going on a day-to-day regular routine ritual social club, all of the nonsense that's going on in the church, it stops now. Enough is enough. The Spirit said enough is enough. And so it said they're going to get sick. So I said, what you mean they're going to get sick? So the Spirit started to show me pastors that have already fallen ill, pastors who have almost lost their lives within the last year. Just sickness fall upon them out of nowhere, just become sick. And I was just like, wow, right? And so then it starts to tell me they gonna get ill. And so I said, well, why? So this when I start crying, because I got a lot of pastors, preachers in my family. And so I you know what I mean? But then they started to explain how when the leader falls, the entire congregation falls. And so the purpose of attacking the leaders is so everything up under it falls. It's as if it's a reset. It has to be reset because what's happening now can't continue to happen. And so since people in leadership positions are not taking the responsibility and the accountability to change things, the spirit is going to force it. And so I was troubled, right? Because listen, what I learned about the spirit is to be obedient. That's what I learned. When I have a message that I'm supposed to give, if the spirit say to give a message, I'm going to give the message. You know what I'm saying? But I was troubled because I was like, I was good. Okay, so I was going to post it on Facebook yesterday, but I was just like, no, you know what I'm saying? Because people going to feel some type of way about it. Like, no, I ain't going to do that. So I went to sleep. Then I had this crazy dream and I woke up. When I woke up, my husband had showed me pictures of his grandfather's church, and his grandfather has a big church, and it's a brick church. It's a brick. Now we all been taught the three pigs story, right? The three pigs and the wolves, and how one lived in the straw house, another one lived in the I don't know, and then the brick house. When the wind came through to blow down the brick house, the house didn't go nowhere. The house didn't fall. Well, dig it, my nigga. The church is brick. And the side of the church, one side of the church, because of the storm that happened on Wednesday, fell off of the church. So that was, for me, confirmation that I had to share this message. You know what I'm saying? The church is supposed to be a place of healing. And in this now time, in this now reality, right now, as I am speaking to you now, we are all, as you melanated people, being healed. All of the traumas, all of the family secrets, all of the elephant in the room type vibes are coming to the surface, right? Either you're going to confront it or you suppress it. Now, if you suppress it, you can end up sick because now you holding in stuff that you could just deal with. Either way, it's going to get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be stressed out and depressed about it, or are you going to deal with it head on? You know what I'm saying? We are in a place right now where it has to be healed. There is a shift happening, and it's like having a virus and then you go into a fever and it brings the sickness up, and then you got to get the mucus out of your body, and then you feel better, right? We're at a fever right now. And so a lot of past stuff is being brought to the surface for you, for me, for all of us to confront so we can heal. Because if you don't heal, you take it with you when you leave. And that's the last thing you want to do, is take it with you when you leave. You know what I'm saying? In any event, the black church in particular was supposed to be a safe haven for everybody, for the motherless, for the fatherless, for the ones with mothers, for the sick and shut in, for the loved and unloved, for the homosexual, for the church was supposed to be a place for everybody. You know, there was a time where the church was the politics of the black community. The KKK or the white man or the police officer would go to the black church and talk to the black pastor before it went and start burning people's houses down and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The church was supposed to be this place where people can go and get help. It's not no more. It's not. I've been made aware of the fact that a lot of pastors now are going because they've been urged by their leaders to go and take psychology courses so they can more efficiently program the people in their congregation. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And so when my husband showed me the pictures of his grandfather's church falling down, my nigga, out of nowhere, okay? It was confirmation for me. And so I've been dealing with this for the past 24 hours. I don't know how else to say it but to be straightforward, but I don't have to be getting in nobody's business. But if you acting like a preacher when you at church and then you leave church and you doing all the shit that you've been judging people about, you will fall ill. You will. Your church will fall down. It'll be a whole lot of unnecessary shit that's going to happen to a whole lot of people because the purpose of it is not. People are getting killed in the street. Babies are losing their lives. Grown ass men and women losing their lives. Getting shot down in the street every day. They putting it on TV to control the minds of the people by showing them trauma every day. Normalizing black people being murdered every day. And then people go to church on Sunday as if it's not happening. And eat flesh. And drink blood. And ignore the fact that that's a satanic ritual. Y'all going to church every Sunday and calling on Jesus, and they still getting killed in the street, and y'all ain't saying shit. Enough is enough. It's enough. So I've been charged to give this information. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that I really wanted to do, but obedience is better than sacrifice. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sacrifice my life going up in flames because I don't want to share a message because somebody's apostle might feel some type of way about it. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to share what the Spirit said to me. You know what I'm saying? And if there was a urgency in it, okay? Don't say I ain't tell you. So if your pastor, your apostle or bishop fall ill, if y'all heard your church started to fall down, if the fucking roof caved in, I told you. I told you. You know what I'm saying? It's starting at the head first. Starting at the top for a reason. It's starting at the top because once the top falls, everything underneath it falls. You know what I'm saying? I'm only telling you because I love you. Now, there's things that a whole lot of preachers know and they not telling their members. I've shared multiple times that in October 2018, the acting president, Donald Trump, let everybody in the world know that Lyndon Johnson made a statute saying that black people, well, not black people, preachers, could only say certain things. If you are a black preacher and you're over the age of 60 and you've been preaching for over, I want to say 40, 50 years, you know that you've taken classes where they told you what you could and could not say. Let's cut the bullshit. Let's cut the bullshit. We all know it is what it is. We know this. So if in 2019 or 2018, a acting president tells you that he changed the law to where you could say whatever it is you want to say in the pulpit and you still following what they told you to say, like you, the nigga slave pastor, you under the, you a part of the people that's going to be dying of illness, sick, broke. It's not, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing what I was told to share. You know, I don't know what else to, you know. If you out here and you got the preacher voice and you talking like everything is you holy and God only speaks through you and all this nonsense, and you smashing everybody in the church and your wife at home with your kids, you're going to get sick, bro. Sis, it starts with you. Okay? Apostle, if you out here and you get in the pulpit and you talking about you don't like Harry sleeping with Jim or Harry sleeping with Jeffrey, but you leave and you getting plooped in the butt, you gonna get sick. Your whole organization is coming down. It's a time to heal, right? And so if people were programmed that to go to church, it's supposed to be a hospital, it's supposed to be a place where you can go and get better, and get delivered, and all this jazz, right? And then people go and they're mistreated, or they go and they got to deal with the dogma that y'all creating, shit that's not even in the book that you claim that you believe in. Y'all just making stuff up. That shit stops now. Like, enough is enough. And so I'm just sharing, what I seen wasn't as calm as I'm sharing it. Like, it was very, it was horrible. It was really horrible, And so I'm just saying, all you Masons that's pastors, you better start teaching your people that business. You better start teaching them that cloth talk. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of these pastors know stuff that they not teaching y'all because they was told not to tell you. Time is up for that. Time is up for the cognitive dissonance, acting like these babies not out here losing their goddamn minds. Time's up. Time's up for seeing the same man sleeping on the street and you pass him every Sunday instead of stopping and getting him something to eat or bringing him with you. Time's up. Time's up. Time's up. Time's up for you churches and you church people, pastors, because you the leader. Not going and sitting in these trials with these people who were murdered for no cause. Time's up. But you sit comfortably in your space. The time is up. Enough is enough. So that was just a warning. You know what I mean? If I offended you, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not here for that. I really didn't even, you know what I mean? Like, literally held on to it for 24 hours because I didn't want to share it. You know what I'm saying? But when I started to see certain people, I was like, okay, I have to share it. So people can adjust how they moving. But trust and believe, you might think that nobody see. Your God sees. God sees. And y'all keep playing church if you want to. If your pastor or you preachers, Y'all out here and y'all out here, y'all smutting and all this shit, and then you get to church and you so holy, you gonna get sick. Your whole shit coming down. It's not a game. They're not playing. It's a time to heal. And there's so much unnecessary fuck shit going on in these places that's supposed to be holy and sacred that people are not able to heal. It's just making things worse. And so I was sent to say that if y'all don't straighten up and fly right, nigga, you might as well chalk it. You might as well chalk it. It's not a game. It's not a game. I love y'all. I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't love you. As usual, Facebook hung up on me. For real, it's like I don't know. Facebook just hangs up on me when I do lives. But yeah, the seriousness of it, yo, like I cried yesterday. You know, I cried. I really did. I cried because I know that although it's a lot of people out here that's into religion, they know absolutely nothing about the spirit. They know absolutely nothing about having relationships with spirits. They know nothing about interactions with spirits other than being possessed by a spirit. And they don't even know about that because they don't even know what's possessing them. You know what I'm saying? So when I come and I bring a message and I say I was in the spirit, or the spirit said to me, or I asked a question and it came and it told me, and it was an urgency and I had to say it, because if I didn't say it, I was going to have a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? I understand that a lot of people don't believe in spirits, yet they Christians and they Muslims and they Jews and Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. And that's not my responsibility, though. My responsibility is to get the message and to share the message when I'm supposed to share the message. Okay? And so that whole scripture, obedience is better than sacrifice, is one of my principles. Because I know the repercussions of me not being obedient. And I'm not willing to fall under those, no. I'm not willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person that bullshit and be lying to people, but I will tell you this, bro, that you could call it God, you could call it your ancestors, because it's really your ancestors. It's really people who was on this place in these church houses actually doing work, actually healing people, actually out here changing people's lives, actually delivering people, actually out here helping and feeding and clothing and giving shelter to people. Okay? Not just for money, not just for grandeur, not just for social status, not just to say I'm a preacher because that's popping. I'm talking about spirits that was actually here doing work in the church, changing stuff. I'm talking about real power. I'm talking about all this y'all singing and feeling. You could sit home and sing a gospel song and start feeling the spirit, bruh. But going to these places and going in these houses where spirits that are attached to people that's claiming to be something that they not, and then they're giving it to everybody else that's around, that shit stops. Yesterday, bruh. Yesterday. I don't think people really understand how spirits are contagious, my nigga. Contagious. You know what I'm saying?